Shalom, my brothers and sisters. Shalom. My name is Symmanayah, and welcome to End Time Words to Yashar'al. End Time Words to Yashar'al, an awakening nation of believers. If you're tuning in for the first time, I want to welcome you, and I want you to understand that when I say Yashar'al, I'm referring to those who seek to do the will of the Most High Father Yahuwah, those who seek to worship and do His will, and embrace Yahusha as Mashiach, Messiah. These are those that are made one by Yahusha, and these messages are to you. Today is June 17th, 2013, Monday, June 17th, 2013. Again, my name is Symmanayah, and the subject for this segment is speaking, talking, words. All can be easy, but what about obedience and actions? What about the sounds from the people's mouths? Do they match our actions? Do our actions match what we say? Can or will our words match our actions during the test of time? Will they survive the test of time? Are you confident that those who earn your attention, your attention, those who gain your ears, who bring your eyes towards them, are you confident that you, and in your current position, you're growing in righteousness? How many have identified words versus time-consuming rhetoric or conversation? You know, my brothers and sisters, all too often, sometimes we consume time with trivial words. All too often, we try to do things, quote-unquote, to help the kingdom, not being led by the Spirit of Yahuwah. It is time, my brothers and sisters, to seriously think about what we hear, what we say, who's speaking, who's talking, what words do we use, and what effect do they have on us one towards another. Who can discern beyond the noise? Who can discern beyond the distractions? Who's able to discern righteous communication? I submit to you, my brothers and sisters, those who seek to worship and obey, those who know what it means to walk in the Spirit, being filled in the Spirit, being filled with the Spirit of Yahushua, those who walk in obedience. Pray and watch, my brothers. Pray and watch, for the test of time will present itself. And it will bring about some strong situations, humbling situations. And we shall see an uncovering of those who are just talking, just babbling. Words. Empty promises. There's a difference between meaningful words and empty noise. Let's examine some scriptures. Let's just go through some scriptures here. Proverbs 19:7. All the brothers of the poor shall hate him. How much more shall his friends go far from him? He pursue promises. They are gone. You see, for promises to leave and vanish, I believe without a doubt those fit the description of empty promises. Let's read Isaiah 25:15 through 24. Isaiah 25:15 through 24. Woe to those who seek deep to hide their counsel far from Yahuwah, and their works are in the dark. They say, here we go again, they say, so they're speaking, there's somebody speaking here, somebody's talking. Who sees us and who knows us? Isaiah 29:16. How perverse of you! Should the potter be reckoned as the clay? Should what is made say of its maker, he did not make me? And what is formed say of him who formed it? He did not understand. Is it not a little while, and Lebanon shall be turned into garden land, and garden land be reckoned as a forest? And in that day the deaf shall hear the words of the book, and the eyes of the blind shall see out of the gloom and out of darkness. The meek ones shall increase their joy in Yahuwah, and the poor among men rejoice in set apart one of Yashar'al. For the ruthless one is brought to naught, the scorner is consumed, and all who watch for evil shall be cut off. Those who make a man sin in word, and lay a snare for him who reprove in the gate, and turn aside the righteousness with empty reasoning. Therefore thus saith Yahuwah, who ransomed Abraham, concerning the house of Jacob. Jacob is no longer put to shame, no longer does his face grow pale. For when he sees his children, the work of my hands, and in the midst they shall set apart my name, set apart one of Jacob, and fear the Elohim of Yashar'al. And those who went astray in the spirit shall come to understand, the grumblers accepted instruction. Ponder on that a little bit. You see, my brothers and sisters, though we think we may be able to hide, though we think we may be able to separate our counsel, our words, they will come to be in terms of visibility. They will become visible, my brothers. Words, speaking, talking. Do we speak empty language? An empty language? Let's look at Matthew 26:31 through 34. Then Yahushua said to him, all of you shall stumble in me this night, for it has been written, I shall strike the shepherd, and the sheep of the flock shall be scattered. But after I have been raised, I shall go before you into Galilee. And Kepha answered and said to him, even if all stumble in you, I shall never stumble. This is Kepha talking. He's saying he'll never stumble. But what did the Mashiach say to Kepha? Let's read 26:34. Yahushua said to him, truly I say to you that this night before the cock crows you shall deny me 3 times. You see, so even though Kepha stated those words, or to some you might say Peter stated those words, that he'll never stumble, he'll never fall, the Messiah told him, no, you will indeed. 1 Corinthians 13:1. If I speak with the tongues of men and messengers, but do not have love, I have become a sounding brass or a clanging cymbal. So you see, my brothers and sisters, sometimes the sound that comes out of our mouths may be as a clanging cymbal. Maybe we should take note, ponder on what it is we're saying, what it is we're communicating, what message are we trying to pass on. Ephesians 5:6 said, let no one deceive you with empty words, for because of these the wrath of Elohim comes upon the sons of disobedience. Again, let us be mindful. Not all words we hear are meaningful words. Colossians 2:8 says, see it that no one makes prey of you through philosophy and empty deceit, according to the tradition of man, according to the elementary matters of the world, and not according to Messiah. See that you don't be deceived. 1 Timothy 6:20 says, O Timothy, watch over that which has been entrusted to you, turning aside from the profane, empty babblings, talking, unproductive rhetoric, contradictions of falsely called knowledge. 2 Timothy 2:16, keep away from profane, empty babblings, for they go on to more wickedness. Let us pray that we're able to understand. Let us pray that we're able to discern whether we are giving our attention, our time to profane babbling. 1 Corinthians chapter 3, verses 6 through 9 states, I planted, Apollos watered, but Elohim was giving growth. Some translations say Elohim gives the increase. 1 Corinthians 3:7. So neither he who plants nor he who waters is any at all, but Elohim who gives the increase. 1 Corinthians 3:8. And he who plants and he who waters are one, and each one shall receive his own reward according to his own labor. For we are fellow workers of Elohim. You are the field of Elohim, the building of Elohim. So you see, one plant, one water, Elohim give the increase. Have you given thought to the words? Maybe sometimes our words represent planting a seed. Maybe sometimes our words represent water, like water to a seed. Maybe sometimes our words are merely out of obedience and represents the increase by Almighty Yahuwah. For we are fellow workers of Elohim. You are in the field of Elohim, the building of Elohim. Let me backtrack to 3:8. And he who plants and he who waters are one, and each one shall receive his own reward according to his own labor. Then let's look at a parable in Matthew. Matthew chapter 13, verses 4 through 9. And as he sowed, some indeed fell by the wayside, and the birds came and devoured them. And others fell on rocky places where they did not have much soil, and immediately they sprang up because they had no depth of soil. But when the sun was up, they were scorched, because they had no root that withered. 7, 8, 9. And others fell among them. Thorns, and the thorns came up and choked them. And others fell on good soil and yielded a crop, some 100-fold, some 60, some 30. He who has ears to hear, let him hear. My brothers, again, this is Matthew's 13 chapter, verses 4 through 9. Could our words, even in obedience, could our words be as seeds represented in this parable? Could our words fall to the wayside? Could our words be as where the birds come and devour? Could our words fall on rocky ground? Could our words be scorched? Could they fall among thorns and thorns choke them? I submit to you, words that are not righteous may fall prey. But righteous words that go forth out of obedience is going to do what it's set out to do. It will either represent seed, water, or increase. But unrighteous words may just be thrown out there. But pray about it. Maybe you see something different in this parable. Maybe you believe it's all good word. But consider Isaiah 55:11 now. Don't forget about Isaiah 55:11, and let's keep it scriptures whole. So much to be said about words. So much to be said about empty promises. So much to be said about unrighteous arguments and debates. Maybe, brothers and sisters, it's time that we start carefully thinking about the words we use. Maybe, my brothers and sisters, it's time for us to start thinking about our words, our language, the importance of such matters. It is possible, my brothers and sisters. Let us seek to grow in discernment. Let us seek to grow in hearing the voice of the Spirit of Yahushua and be freed of strongholds and deceptions. It is possible to speak precisely to one another, such that iron is sharpening iron. It is possible to reduce, minimize, or come away from using babbling words, unproductive words. It's possible. The challenge for many of us is, how will we handle the truth as it unfolds before our eyes and ears? How will we handle that truth individually? Discernment will increase. There will be uncoverings and revealings. We shall grow stronger in the truth. And when the right rulings come, are we prepared to handle it? Are we ready to receive what the Most High has for us? Will there come a time when, whether we think we are ready or not, the Most High will command our steps and do what is necessary for fulfilling His words, His instructions, and His plans for our lives? Again, humbling events are over the horizon, and those who sincerely seek to grow, those who sincerely desire to worship and obey, will see things differently in the wake of these humbling events. As I stated on other occasions, those who are rebellious in or have no intentions of worshiping nor obeying the Most High Father will see things a little differently. Those who pursue after righteousness will be able to bear witness and identify these conditions as humbling events. Are you ready, my brothers and sisters? Are you ready? Pause. Pray. Think about it. Think about it, my brothers and sisters. Pray on these matters. How many fathers have given empty promises? How many mothers have given empty promises? How many children have lied to their parents? How many mores have pushed hidden agendas, clouding people's time and attention with vain words, misguided instructions and interpretations? How many prophets and leaders that are self-appointed are pushing their own self-agenda, their own self-appointed agenda? How many people are being deceitful and trying to prey on one another? How many men are trying to prey on the young Hebrew sisters, young or old? How many Hebrew sisters are trying to prey on Hebrew brothers? It's time to come away from such nonsense, such rebellious behavior. Let us realize what it is to be true to heart to one another, true to mind, true as it is described in scriptures, true as it is as righteous as the words from the Most High directly. Let us be committed to pursuing and encouraging one another, to take our times, speak when we are compelled to speak, take our time and be prayerful and mindful when we are talking. Be careful in our words. Let us learn to ask questions. But more than anything, my brothers and sisters, let us learn the importance of obedience. Being obedient to the Spirit of Yahushua. Being obedient to the guidance from the Most High. For in obedience, my brothers and sisters, will yield words that go beyond tingling symbols, words that have meaning, words that flow like rivers of water. Obedience. We can do it. Let us continue. Until next time, my brothers and sisters, I encourage you to continue to pray, study, to watch. I pray that you have the strength to endure. And I pray that you have the strength to participate in the coming together of an awakening nation as one group of believers made possible by Yahushua, our Mashiach, our Messiah. Until next time, my brothers and sisters, think about the words we say. Think about the things we do when we're talking, how it affects those who listen. Think about it. Think about it, my brothers. Until next time, shalom, shalom, shalom.